week we are talking about the movie THRASHIN.
Ah.
Fucking skate punk flick. It is... Does it fall in the so bad it's good category? I think it falls in the so bad it's good category.
It's a great category to be in.
It is. It's actually possibly my favorite category for movies as far as rewatchability goes. I'm going to watch those more than actually a perfect 10 movie. But this movie is pretty much falls in that Romeo and Juliet or West Side Story side of life. We've got the Valley skateboarders. They're called the Ramp Locals. They're wearing the hyper color. They've got the permed hair. They're listening to Devo, which, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Devo. But, you know, that's what they're doing. And the other gang is this group called the Daggers. And these guys are the fucking Hells Angels of Venice fucking street punk skate gangs. The movie's kind of a 2-in-1. Like, literally the director is from the original West Side Story flick. Like, you can tell this is in him. Like, he's just been waiting to tell some modernized story. And it's got the teen romance. They've got all that going on.
Wait, it's the same director as West Side Story?
It's one of the actors from West Side Story.
Oh,
that is the director of this. So, like, you know, the seeds were planted. He did also direct the last horror film. We can get into that at some point. But for right now, we're talking THRASHIN. So it's a teen love story. You've got Corey Webster, played by Josh Brolin, coming right off of the Goonies, many years before he's Thanos. He falls for the Venice skate punks leader's sister, the perfect Kansas City or Minnesota blonde or whatever, and gang type stuff proceeds to happen. But the Daggers are, I mean, they look like the fucking Hells Angels. They're wearing vests. They all have daggers on the back. They've got spikes. They've got punk rock haircuts. And these... There was no wardrobe department involved in what the Daggers look like. Like, they literally took a skateboard gang from San Francisco called the Jacks that have been around since the 80s, and they're the Daggers, so they look cool as fuck. They took some of the original, like, Dogtown Z-Boys, so...
nice.
Like, the first, you know, skateboarders that were cool. Like, they are involved in this. And, you know, one of the main people in the Daggers is Tony Alva, who is an original Dogtown Z-Boy. One of them is Christian Hosoi, who's, you know, famous, junky, awesome skateboarder from that time. It's kind of like two movies in one, is you've got... I mean, look at that. That looks like you're watching Future Primitive or one of the original Bones Brigade videos. And the reason that is because the second unit director is Stacy fucking Peralta, who directed all of the original Bones Brigade movies. So you've got half teenage adorableness. And then, the Bones Brigade, Howard Peralta, one of the original Z-Boys as well, the Dogtown Venice skate crew. Yeah. So, you know, it's intertwined. That is the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like 5 years before they became famous. And it's actually...
And that girl's a babe, whoever that is.
Absolute 80s babe by all accounts, for sure. It's awesome. Right there in that scene, she hops on a skateboard and she turns into a different person, different fucking stance and everything.
The stunt person.
What was that, Hunter?
I was gonna say, so I'm assuming that they settle this you know, rival gang quarrel on the half pipe, right? Or do people get harmed in this movie?
So there's a couple moments where they try to settle this. Right now, the first time I ever heard the circle jerks is during that scene. That is during Wild in the Streets. But they light the rival gang's ramp on fire. They have a joust at Bronson Canyon Ditch, which is a famous 80s, and it's still there, like, you know, illegal skateboarding spot up in Griffith Park.
Oh, this looks
fighting
epic.
each other.
Yeah.
But the way every proper movie is supposed to end, and any rivalry, it ends with a downhill skateboarding jam. That is the only way that any conflict truly gets resolved, past, present, future. And we're seeing it right here. And all the background people in this are essentially the Jack skate crew. So a lot of the people are, you know, the characters you're seeing are actually skating, which is really cool. Robert Russler is the bad guy.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, exactly. the movies, you know, it's got some cheesiness. It's got, I mean, the dialogue is terrible, but that's not why we're watching it. We're watching it for this. I mean, they are literally on the streets of Hollywood, guerrilla filming, going through the crowd. How cool is that shot right there? It's fucking awesome.
That's a Punks on film if I've ever seen it, bro.
It is a Punks on film, and it's also an 80s Babes on film. I mean, look at that smile. God, look at them. Dreamboats as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, young Josh Brolin ain't looking bad either, bro.
I know,
that's who I was talking about.
Yeah. Major Babes on film.
Thanos.
What year was this, Alex?
I want to say 86. Yes, 86.
Yeah.
So this would be, you know, this is a weird time actually where skateboarding's kind of, you know, you're losing that initial craze and it's about going a little bit underground, which is actually making it a little bit cooler. And this is where, you know, the pool skateboarding starting to take over, the street skating starting to take over.
Yeah.
You know, but they're on the streets of Melrose. They're on the streets of Venice. I am such a sucker for movies that take place in like dingy underground LA in like the 80s and 90s. Because I mean, that's what I grew up in.
Yeah. So that downhill, the skating competition, was that Mulholland or was it Malibu or what? Where was that?
It's
it looks
Malibu.
Like
Griffith is
Malibu?
where they're fighting each other, but this
like
final
here.
thing, I believe that's more like Santa Monica Mountains. So
sure,
like Malibu, I suppose is what that would be.
Like the western, like the super western part of Mulholland, then, or through the
Malibu.
Yeah,
Look, some of those mountains. Yeah.
We're gonna have to get our skateboards, Zach, and just fucking do it, dude.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We have some conflict we have to get through, and there is only one way, and that is with a downhill jam.
Hell yeah, man.